recording for the VOD, and we'll get on into things here. Let's check my sound balance. We're going to start seeing our lineups here. Alright, looks like this could go down just a bit. So let's see what we got as far as lineups. For the first part here, I'm going to have Brittany's chat. The first few VODs have to be from YouTube because unfortunately, the first couple were not on Brittany's channel, so we will have to have Brittany's chat going crazy on the sidebar. So first match, and it's a big match, and well, that certainly makes me think that's got to be Effort versus Rain. And that looks like Effort's name from what I remember. So we should be seeing Effort versus Rain coming straight out the gate for match number 1. And I don't know what the maps are though. Either way, has the potential to be a fantastic set. We have the best Protoss, certainly the best PvZ player against the best Zerg, and I don't know, you can't ask for much more than that on paper. Hopefully that one will deliver. And okay, we've got our female match, which of course is a ZVP on Circuit Breaker. And then we have a ZVZ, I believe that's Action versus Jaedong. So that one could go either way. Honestly, Jaedong looked really good in his match yesterday, or 2 days ago. Until like the very end when he just kind of overextended a bit, but he was playing a fantastic game against Piano. So that was encouraging. And of course, if Jaedong shows up on form, we know he can be a match for just about anyone. And then we're going to have a TVT. That's got to be most likely Mong and Mind. So Mong and Mind in TVT, and then an ace match if needed. So yeah, we got some potential for some good games here. So let's see. Let's look at this. PvZ, I would expect Effort to win. The female match, I don't know. The ZVZ could go either way. So that's 2 unknowns. And then the last one, Mind would be, I would think, the player most likely to take the win in that situation. But let's find out. We fortunately are on VOD, so we can fast forward through most of this and go straight to our game number 1. So we are going to have spawning in the laggy position. Spawning in the laggy position with Mega Lag. Oh, did we totally just like lose this game? Effort just completely Yep. Alright, spawning in the bottom right hand position as the red Protoss for this game. We have ENG's Rain, the world's strongest Protoss player. ASL 5 champion, and in the top left-hand corner as the blue Zerg, we have PicUp's Effort, the strongest Zerg player in the world, the reigning ASL 6 champion. Of course, he beat none other than Flash 3-2. He had an incredibly hard bracket into the finals. He had Last, Rain, and Flash. He beat them all, and still on the back of that, and continued strong play. There is no doubt Effort is the reigning lead Zerg, the current best Zerg in the world. And this is also exciting because Effort has not played yet in MPL. He has twice been scheduled for matches in like slots 5 when it was best of 7, and I think a slot 4 when it was best of 3 or best of 5. And both times his team has either won or lost before he could play, so we got deprived of seeing Effort versus Sharp and of seeing Effort versus someone else pretty darn good though too. But both times deprived. So, oh, never mind. I thought that probe stopped coming, but the vision, commentators are just showing that the probe was not seen by Effort. So, let's see. Effort has opted to 12 hatch, so this will be a little bit annoying. Rain is going to be able to hatch block the living daylights out of this, and that is a pain in the ass for sure if you're a Zerg player. So we'll see how how good Rain's control is and how long he can block the hatch. You'll probably see Effort have to put down a pool. Okay, he's just going to put down the pylon. And we'll see. Okay, so Effort is just happily going to place the hatch off-center. The mining from those minerals is less important than the larva production at this stage because you are going to be making a bunch of hatches fairly soon. And we see, oh, Effort is opting to play a little bit on the greedy side. He's made at least an extra drone before he makes his pool. And, of course, this is a good intuition here because Rain has gone Nexus first. So Effort's just going to be popping out all the time. Oh, Rain's actually doing a bit of damage there with that probe. Yeah, going to force a little pull there from Effort, who's going to hit away at that probe, chase him back. And Effort is going to make his third hatch at a close base. He's going to be okay with mineral only, so he's going to only have 2 gas. So that means if he wants to transition later, it's going to be a little bit harder to take the 4th base, a little harder to make masked lurkers. And Rain is presumably going to start a forge and a gateway here shortly. Getting that forge up nice in front there. That's a nice wide forge position. It's a little more snipeable by Hydras in terms of arc, but it definitely gives it a lot more space for placing any sort of cannons. And of course the gas also up for Effort. So looking like a pretty typical 3-hatch Spire ZVP opening. Nothing surprising yet from either player. And that's a cute wall from Rain. So the opening to that wall is actually at the bottom left there. Gateway above forge is always tight. And the gateway is going to be tight against the right-hand wall. And let's see, a drone going out for Effort. Are we going to make a 4th hatch? No, probably not time to make the 4th hatcher yet. Surprisingly, he's sending a drone there to mine. Perhaps that right patch is like okay to mine. And gas is taken for Rain, and of course 2 Lings here coming to chase the scouting probe. With 2 Lings though, it should be very possible for Rain to keep his probe alive. That's a pretty easy situation for Protoss. Once there starts to get to be 4 Lings, it gets a little tricky to keep the probe alive, and once there's 6 Lings, then it becomes almost impossible. The Lings is really spread out. It's really easy to get that probe trapped. Should be a Zealot coming. Do we have the Cybernetics core started? Yeah, I'll say Effort is just going to mine from that hatch. I would love to know if that's actually more efficient. Having like 1 drone per patch in the main, 1 drone per patch in the natural, even with that extended mining. But yeah, he's just going to go ahead and mine with it and not care. Layers on the way. And the first Zealot is out for Rain. Is he going to actually go harass with it? Oh wow, he is. Interesting. Okay, so Rain's going to send the first Zealot out for harass. Effort has more than enough Lings to deal with it, though. He has gone ahead and made 6 Lings. There we go. Effort finally places his... Oh, everyone realizes, yeah, Effort actually misplacing that hatchery. Thankfully, unlike Larva in a particular game, although Larva won that game, he actually recognizes it. So he's corrected that, although that is a bit of a cost in minerals. That's like minus 50 minerals or something like that, and a bit of time there, so a little bit of a sloppy start for Effort. With that happening, we'll see if this Zealot here from Rain does anything. He's just off looking for other bases and stuff like that with it right now. He's got his Stargate coming down. He's still got a probe out on the map, so he's pretty confident he's not getting Hydra busted, also because Effort has not made Speedlings, is not trying to actively deny scouting, etc. Now, the Zealot is coming in here. The drones will likely have to flee here. Yeah, he's just saying he'll probably just run the drones, bring the Lings back, and then return the drones. And the Zealot is going to try to find a place behind the minerals here. That's not a very good place behind the minerals, though, so it's going to get murdered. If Effort controls well, they won't even get a Ling. At best, he'll get 1 Ling. Looks like he did get 1 Zerling. So, well handled by Effort. I mean, you trade a Zealot for 1 Ling, you're satisfied, you're happy, life's good. 5th hatch goes down. Spire's about to finish, so we can see that Rain will be unable to get even a single Overlord kill there with his Corsairs. Perhaps the Overlord close to Effort's base, but honestly it looks like Effort is even going to be able to save that Overlord, so Effort's sitting nice and pretty right now. Economy pretty good. Rain supply, the usual 10-15 ahead here in PvZ. A few more gateways coming online. He's teching up. He's got his Citadel. He's got his Archives on the way. Oh, actually, does he have his Archives on his way? Because there were 3 gates there, so it's possible that Rain is looking to do a little bit of speed seal pressure here. Effort is getting up his Evo Chamber. And the +1 on the way for these Zealots. Yeah, I would like it to see that now. If we could go back to the base. They should have an archive started by now, but I would like to get a sense of whether or not it's going to be speed seal pressure or something else. Oh, Effort is so good. Oh my god. Perfect interception of those Scourge. So that is very frustrating for Rain. Nothing like having your Corsair mask continually denied, and if Effort were to catch this second Corsair, that would be just crazy. Oh, actually, there's 1 Corsair there. Catch either the 3rd or the 2nd Corsair. That would be crazy frustrating. But the Scourge is coming in to see what's up as far as tech goes, and we do see the cannon is about to finish. Ooh, is Effort going to be paying attention to the Scourge? I don't know. He might actually be losing one of those pairs of Scourge. Yeah, he's not actually watching them. So he's actually going to lose both? No, just 1. Still, Loot 1, 2, doesn't really make a difference. And indeed, Rain is doing some 3d8 speed zeal pressure, so his Templar will be a little bit delayed, but he is going to have quite a few Zealots coming out. Effort definitely needs to get that morphing. Speed should be kicking in here any moment now. And indeed, there we go, we see it kicking in. The Hydra is starting to pop now for Effort, and this is a pretty lean defense. I think with this SimCity he can defend, especially with that sunken there to assist. And indeed he's okay, and we see Rain immediately adds cannons. Knowing the timing of his Templar is not particularly fast here, and he'll need a few more to hang on if Effort just starts slamming 4SH, 5SH, 6SH, and just spamming out those Hydras. Effort should have both of his Hydra ups just about done, should have his Overlord speed done, and we should start to see the beginning of some Hydra pressure here from Effort. Although he's actually going to need to bring his units over here to the... Actually, no, Rain's just not going to mess with it. So that's enough that if Rain committed, Effort would definitely need to bring his Hydras over. But, nah, it's all good. It's all good. So there's gonna have a few Templar out for Rain. He gets away with just that one cannon, a few Storms, and a decent Zealot mass should be enough to hold on. And finally, Rain up to that magical number of 5 Corsairs where they start to one-shot Scourge rather effectively. Of course, as you get a few more, it gets even better. So once Rain gets like 7 Corsairs, oh man, then the Overlords just pop super fast. You can just easily turn and hit Scourge. With 5, you know, if you're ready for it, the Scourge won't hit. But if you're a little bit distracted attacking something else, you can still get Scourge to connect with 5. 5 requires decent control to not get hit. Oh, Rain just misses the chance to snipe off that Overlord for Effort. But of course, that does let us see that his OV speed is done. His 6 hatches coming down. He's got 2 or 3 groups of Hydra out on the map here now. But Rain has a decent number of Zealots himself. And of course, we've seen that he has a few Templar, but he might be keeping those at home for the moment. Did Effort see those Corsairs? I don't... Well, now he definitely did, and he definitely just saw those Zealots, so that is a very nice scouting Hydra here from Effort. He's not going to get caught with his pants down, and he's opting to take this fight here in a nice, narrow area. Not a bad choice from Effort. Rain wants to get the surround, but that is a lot of Hydras here. I'm not sure this is the best fight for Rain, but both players are actually pretty confident in taking this fight right now. It is Effort that is going to pull back, but it is clearly Effort who got the better of that fight. Softening up almost all of these Zealots and leaving only a little bit of health on those Hydras. And now just spamming out more of those Hydras. So he's got a 6 hatch up. He's actually taking a 7th hatch over there at the right-hand side. And of course, once he gets that, he gets access to double gas. So that will be a solid 4 gas Zerg. Now, it is a double gas, but it's 2,500 gas, so it's a lot of gas for a shorter period of time. And a few Renegade Hydra here looking to deny perhaps a 3rd base. And Rain is at a pretty good supply. He's about 30 supply up. That's a comfortable place to be. I'm going to pick off an Overlord here, supply blocking Effort temporarily. And Rain's army is decently intimidating from what we've seen. We've seen about 3 control groups of Hydralisks from Effort. Now a Lurker finishing, that's going to be helpful. I haven't seen an OBS yet. I'm sure Robo at the very least is there. OBS are going to be able to start soon. I haven't actually seen an OBS with the army. I guess we can pan back. Yeah, we can see the observatory is already done. Pretty typical stuff. I mean, you know, Zerg is eventually going to transition into Lurkers, so you got to have those OBS out. And Rain picking off another Overlord there, so doing a good job with his Corsair control. And now he's going to run all the way up here, and I think this is becoming a pretty committed attack, looking at where Effort is on the map. So yeah, he's going to run in here and try to deny this base. Now he's splitting off a few Zealots here, maybe not. Okay, so he's just going to focus on killing the base. Effort is trying to drill with his drones and doing a pretty good job of this in all actuality. Not that much damage to the base. I think Effort is going to have enough here. He's spawning a lot of Lings, though, which are going to allow the Corsairs to do some good damage. This looks to be a solid attack from Rain. However, a lot of those Corsairs have gone down, and in the end, Effort does hold. Does not lose his hatchery. Does not lose too many Hydra. But Rain pulls back, and Effort actually has a Lurker here at this 3rd base, temporarily denying that. So that was a nice sneak in the middle of that attack. And Effort immediately moving to apply counter pressure here to the 3rd base of Rain. Now, looking at Rain's supply, I don't think Effort can actually commit to this kind of counter pressure. And one thing that's worth noting too is Effort has not opted to make Scourge. He's opted to defend these Corsairs basically with Hydralisks. observers here, so this lurker should get picked off. There we go. Rain does stop for a second. And, I mean, Rain has a lot of army. Effort really needs to hope these lurkers finish, because this is this vulnerable moment where these lurkers can actually get killed, caught with their pants down, and Rain is trying to pick them off. Effort is desperately trying to save these Hydra or get Templar out of it, but unfortunately these Hydra are going to waste. But if these Lings can come in from behind and snipe a few Templar, that will be fantastic for Effort, but so far it's not happening, and Effort needs to retreat like crazy with these lurkers. He is switching into Lings, but is he going to have enough to hold? Rain has really grown very well compared to Effort, and he has a very, very scary Protoss army. I don't know if Effort has Hive. We have not tabbed back to that, but if Effort doesn't have Hive, this looks really bad. He's been forced to burrow in a pretty poor position, and it looks like Rain is going to break through Effort really easily right now. I mean, if some Dark Swarms or something very, very useful comes out here, maybe he can hold, but it's looking extremely scary, and I think Rain is going to counter with a few Zealots to the natural because Effort doesn't have that much defense, and this is going to stretch Effort, forcing him to defend in a whole bunch of different directions. And now we see Rain moving in, this time with the Storms. There's only a few lurkers sitting there, so Effort is letting those lurkers take the Storm, keeping the Lings in the back, doing the best he can, but all the lurkers have been killed, and that is going to allow Protoss to charge into the natural, and it looks like Rain just has enough units to steamroll Effort, and Rain with another attack into that natural, and reinforcing with the Zealots from that side, but there's no more lurker, there's no more support, there's still a lot of Zealots to fight. I mean, there's a desperate drone pull here, but this looks like a token drone pull, and Rain just too good for Effort tonight. Rolling over him, the third base is for sure going to go down now. Rain actually didn't set up his own third. Oh, he's setting up a third in a different location despite clearing out that lurker. Doesn't matter. GG is called. Effort is going to take game number, or sorry, Rain is going to take game number 1 there. So Rain showing us that he is still a formidable Protoss. I'm not sure what his ceremony is. I doubt he's that excited to have just beaten Effort, that he's like emotional, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, as I said, there's no way he's like shook up emotional. If he would have beaten Effort 3-2 in the finals of ASL, I would have said, alright, I believe that reaction. But in just a game of this league, nah, not buying it. Not buying it. Alright, so that is going to put up, who is that? Is that ENG? Rain's for ENG, right? I think he is. So I think that's going to put ENG up. Yeah, that's going to put ENG up 1 match here. So good place for ENG to be sitting. Oh, what the fuck? Sometimes the TL stream does that. It like randomly dissociates and stops showing that it's live, which is really irritating. Alright, well, we'll wait for that to pop back up. That's a little bit annoying. Alright, so that pops back up for the time being a pain in the ass in general. And that will take us into our get ready for our next game, which of course is going to be our female streamers match, featuring Hana against Goni on... Oh, it is on Fighting Spirit. I thought they showed it as on Circuit Breaker. But it is going to be on Fighting Spirit. Hana versus Goni. I'm not sure. I think this match is reasonably even. I don't think we can say that either player is particularly favored. But in the bottom left as the red Zerg, we have Hana. And in the top left-hand corner as the blue Protoss, we have Goni. As is the case for the female matches, this will be on Fighting Spirit. They're either on Fighting Spirit or Circuit Breaker, and this one obviously is FS. Different tile sets. Very, very standard map. If you guys don't know it, if you're new to Brood War, somehow not familiar with it, it's got a natural that's defended over a bridge, so a reasonably defendable natural. The third base then has 2 ramps on either side, which also makes it very easy to defend third base, and then each main is kind of set up that way. And they're all clustered around a series of 3 bases with a nice open center. And so we see Goni going out here, and she is going to put up a pylon. And not scout with a probe. Alright, that's a little unusual. Is Goni looking to maybe make a gateway? I mean, I don't know. It's a little odd that she's not scouting with the probe, though. Possibly have a proxy. Hello, the Red Viper. Hello. Yeah, what we all waited for. Our I don't know what MMR, but it's probably sub 2K for these two players. MMR female match. Still, these matches do produce some entertaining games from time to time. We've seen some good ones. Honestly, as disappointing as it was to see Cadenzi lose, the last match with Cadenzi was pretty entertaining because of some surprises that happened in that one. We see the gateway is up, so it's going to be a gate expand from Goni, and we have seen her do this before, which is... I mean, she played pretty good last time. Honestly, as good as Goni looked last time we saw her, I feel like she's probably the favored player here. But we'll see what Hana brings to the table. I mean, both are playing pretty fast right now. Hatchery goes down for Hana at 11. That will give her a little bit more gateway defense. Oh, actually, never mind. She did overpull. Wow. Yeah. That makes more sense that the Hatchery's going down on 11. So Hana's going to have Zerglings in time to meet this first zealot. So Goni is going to have to turn around right away with this first zealot and just go back and defend, which of course can be a little bit risky. We'll see how she handles it. Probe is going to waltz on in here. Zealot is on the way, but Probe is going to see Lings and say, overpool. Hello, Werty. And, alright, so, yeah, Hana's not going to chase the Probe. Hana's going to move straight across the map, and we see Goni is immediately turning that Zealot around. She needs to bring a Probe down for sure and wall off that natural, and Hana grabs her third base. Everything looking okay so far, except for Hana is very low in supply, and Goni is very high in supply. And the Probe is going to go confirm that there is a third base on the map. And it looks like, wow, okay, so Goni is feeling very confident. She's just going to go take her Nexus. Still a possibility here for these Zerglings to run by, but so far Hana doesn't really want to commit. Fort goes up. Zealot's move into blocking position, but of course that top Zealot is still open. You need two Zealots to block that top position. Now it can be walled off, and we'll see if Hana puts some pressure on the wall or not. She doesn't have to. She probably can't kill any buildings with just 6 Lings, but it can be distracting and create a few openings. But it looks like, oh, Hana, come on, please block, Ah, she had 2 Lings there, like she wanted to block. Could just be a rally point, but not able to block the Probe. So she is able to get in the main. See, there's no lair started. I don't think there was a gateway started, though, for Goni, so we don't know exactly where her tech timing is at. She's getting that first cannon up, so she'll be pretty safe wall-wise now. Hello, Vima. And yeah, these MPL streams are only on Afrika plus YouTube upload. Of course, Afrika is 100% aware of the challenges for foreign viewers right now, and they are working to fix that. They said that is a priority in 2019 to work on some of those issues and like the buffering and the lag, and fix the little HTTP versus HTTPS issue and some things like that. So that will be good. But yeah, as an Afrika event, and also as Brittany is someone who doesn't like Twitch, this is Afrika only, but it is VODs are allowed on YouTube. He is okay with that. Alright, so we can see that Hana's made quite a few more Lings, which is fine, because there's a good chance that Goni is making more Zealots in her mind. She hasn't actually run up in the wall and like looked at the Zealot count, which is a little disappointing, and she might have overmade Lings. Of course, if Goni moves out, it'll look like a brilliant decision, but maybe a few more Lings than she strictly needs at this point in time. Stargate is on the way here. The second cannon morphing in now, so that's going to make Goni very, very safe. Still on hatch tech, though, for Hana, with 4 hatches, which is actually somewhat common here against Gate Expand. We see this more often from Zerg getting up and prioritizing Larva against Gate Expand, rather than prioritizing that super fast Spire due to the tech, the need, like the need for the Spire. You don't need it as fast because, well, the 1 gate FE Protoss is going to have a slower tech up himself. You know, you can't make 2 or 3 Zealots and delay your core. All right, here it is, the big Ling backs. Oh, Hana. Well, it's enough to bring the Zealots back, so there's that. And she's going to pick off at least 1 here. Well, maybe not. But she's doing a good job with this. I wonder how close to... Oh, no, we're nowhere near speed. It's going to be a long time before speed. She almost has enough lings, though, to devour those zealots on the map. And if she devours the zealots on the map, this all-in would become very scary right now for Goni, who is only just now starting a Citadel. I mean, Goni has a lot of zealot mass, which can do a ton of buffering. But if it got surrounded by all these lings on the map... Still could be scary though, and the lings can honestly surround even here, and there will be a Hydra Bus follow-up here from Hana, so tense moments here for Goni. I somewhat dislike that she's showing this, but Hydra being made, lings are being made. We should have a few Hydra out here to defend this Corsair. She's actually going to go into Lair, which is an interesting choice. She's got a 5th hatch. But this is kind of scary because Goni's tech is very late, and this is not what Goni wanted. She's getting badly surrounded, no micro on these zealots, and this kind of stuff opens the door to being, I don't even know if you could call it all in at this point. I didn't realize she actually had 5 hatches. But yeah, these zealots are taking a lot of damage. Commentators getting excited for the same reasons I am here, because this is a dangerous moment here for Goni as units continue to be spammed out for Hana, but Goni is playing this, or Hana is playing this really, like, cautiously. I don't think Goni realizes how much danger she's in. If Hana just starts spamming Hydra, like, Goni is going to be in deep trouble. There's only 2 or 3 cannons there, and there's about to be a boatload of Hydra if she goes into Hydra. Now, she's prioritizing a few more drones, but 3 cannons does not hold 5-hatch Hydra spam when you aren't even close to Templar. She's trying to go mass gateways, but the timing for that is a little bit late. If you can get those zealots out on the field when the zealot numbers are reasonably close to the Hydra numbers, it's quite powerful. But once there's 2 or 3 groups of Hydra, then you can spam zealots all day long, and the Hydra will just melt them to death. So it's looking a bit rough for Goni right now. But then again, if nothing happens and the game goes on for a while, then it'll be great for Goni, because the eco is not that great for Hana, and Goni will have her Templar and her General Protoss mass and have no problems more or less rolling over Hana. Now, the Hydra production is starting, and Goni still looks a little bit threatening, but that window is closing. It's only going to take a few more rounds of production, then there's going to be 2 groups of Hydra, plus a group or 2 of Lings, and Goni is just going straight mass gateway. Okay, a few Templar are popping, though. She's going straight into 8 gateways. Remember, she has 8 gateways right now. So, I don't know. A lot of supply about to come out for Goni. Hana might be missing her window with that option to make more drones rather than go straight into Hydras. I wouldn't say completely yet. There are definitely still ways that Goni could really lose this game. But if the game goes on for about another minute or 2, I'm going to be liking Goni's position from a Zerg that's only playing 5-hat. Okay, 9 gates is a little crazy. YOLO swag 420. All-in type play here from PicUp's Goni. And I'm starting to feel pretty good for Goni now, though. Because a 5-hat Zerg... she's going to lose this Corsair, though. But 5-hat Zerg is... You know, if there was 6-hatch, real robust economy, yeah, just move over and take a 3rd. But this is... She can't actually produce out of 9 gateways. You can't do it on 2 bases. So it's obviously a bad macro gateway, or I always forget to use my bottom gateway, so I'm just going to build 9, so there's 8 in the main gateway. But she's got Templar out now. She's not going to die to these Hydra. She's got a lot of production, and here in a sec she's going to have a big army, and there's no tech. We haven't seen any tech. There's not a 3rd gas, so the number of lurkers are limited. So all these kind of things going on here for Hana, and she's not going to have an answer to mass gateway toss with a few storms thrown in. Like, you know, she's not effort. No one has that kind of control. There's apparently not even a speed overlord here. So this is going to let Protosters easily move out, and then we're going to see this scary army. DT is out on the map. Hope to God she has overlords back at her bases at home. And out of the base comes Goni. Got 4 or 5 Templar there, maybe 1 round of goons, 2 rounds of goons, and then out she goes. And those Hydra are more or less going to get steamrolled unless she suddenly decides that she has effort tier. Oh, wow, that's nicely set up, though, for Hana. Give her props for that. She will not take massive damage from that DT. Interestingly enough, Goni, despite going off 9 gateways, is going to go clear her 3rd. Seems a little unnecessary. The goal here is to basically all in. Ooh, okay. Well, we're going to have an engagement here. That's going to throw Goni off a little bit, but these Templar are in position, so Hana better have the storm dodging of God tier. Now, the one thing that gives her a chance is there's no Dragoons in this army here. Nothing shutting down extra damage, forcing Hydra to arc up, but already those storms are pretty damn good. They've really softened up the Hydra. There are a few goons spilling out, but they're not really collected up with the force, and I think Goni needs to get a few more units on the map. This is still a vulnerable number of units, especially to getting all the Templar sniped, but oh, there's a Storm still in there. So that's going to soften up most of the Hydras, and actually she saves the vast majority of those Templar, and that is extremely nice for Goni. Now, most of the Storms have been used now. They might still get picked up. Wow, that is a whiff. That storm doesn't work, but it's going to force a retreat. Probably shouldn't have retreated there. Probably should have committed to getting Templar. This, of course, resets the army, but the 3 Templar are still alive in this composition. There's an Archon, and the unit pump from Goni off of 8 gateways is enough to beat 9 hatch, or to beat 5 hatch, especially with no tech. Now, if it was 6 hatch, a little bit of tech in there, that's a whole different situation, but the reinforcements from Goni are going to be significant. Now, Hana looks to be macroing pretty well, although she does not look to be resetting her rally points pretty well. And, of course, as I say that, her minerals do start to run pretty high. So, yeah, her macro is now starting to slip, but she was making reinforcements pretty quick now. I don't know if Goni has an obs on the way. If she can't storm these lurkers, it's going to allow Hana to hang on a bit longer. Storm going down on these Hydras. Honestly, I feel like, given the position, Goni is being a little bit more aggressive than she absolutely has to. She could just pull back her up for another round or two, and then come out with that larger Protoss ball, especially against Hydra Mass. Having that large Protoss ball is very strong, and Hana is going to pick off the retreating Templar, although the last one gets off a beautiful storm, and actually, oh my god, she saves it. Just to add insult to injury, that Templar is still alive. The 2 Lurker, I don't know what she's doing here. This is craziness by Hana. These 2 Lurkers should not be... They're going forward into Donation City. No way is that intentional, to go all the way up there. Okay, I think she's noticed them, because she has spread them out. Please tell me she's not actually... Wow, she actually spread them out and didn't burrow them? What is she... Oh, I guess she did burrow them. I was hoping there would be no obs. A few more are being morphed, but she needs to add more hatcheries or take another base or do something. But if she doesn't have... if she doesn't have Hive, which we haven't seen, then making all these Zerglings is not going to be that great, especially because she's likely behind on ups. So Goni, unfortunately, is showing that she's not a top-level toss because, well, she didn't even have Observer ready. I mean, she's finally got an obs. She's going to avoid being badly contained. There's only about 4 lurkers here. There's 3rd gas has only recently been taken for Hana, so it's not like she has crazy lurker production. That actually should enable her to lower her money. She's taking a 4th base now, but now Goni has paused for a second, has massed up a little bit more. The lurkers are not being effective at burrow. The DT has killed off all the drones in the base. I don't actually know how that happened. Maybe she grabbed some of those Hydra at some point in a panic and moved her 3 defending Hydra. So now her economy is really hurting. And it's looking like she's basically losing everything she goes as she moves across the map. Protoss has 2-1 grades. I don't actually know what Zerg has, but it's not going to be 2-1. I would love it if they click on a Zergling. This DT is still doing work. So the 3rd base totally ravaged, and it looks like Goni is going to tie this series up here for a pickup. Looking absolutely fantastic. Couple lurkers to defend. Yeah, Zealots in front ain't the greatest, but it's only 2 lurks. They can actually be stormed with 1 storm. And Dragoon's adding a little bit of DPS to that ball. The Zealots are trying to get on top of those lurkers. They get on top of 1. Just needs to keep reinforcing with Zealots, which she's doing. And that should be about it here for Goni. A few more panic lurkers are being burrowed, but it's not going to be enough at this point. This base is broken. Moving across the bridge now is the mass here, the Protoss mass of Goni. The Hydra Den is down, so that means only Ling reinforcements. I'm still pretty sure they're Speedlings. We can see there are 2 attack, but that means 0 attack for the Lings. There's 0 carapace. The upgrade's also way too powerful, especially for these non-cracklings. I'm not sure if going into heavy Lings was the greatest choice from Hana, and there it is. GG. Goni will take that game. Hana had a scary window earlier in the game, but she did miss that window, unfortunately for her. So, yeah, solid win here for Goni. Doing a little ceremony thing. Oh yeah, Goni is leg streamer. Everyone was freaking out about legs. She kind of almost missed that. Is that their sponsor? Otherwise, I don't exactly understand that ceremony. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. Now she looks like she's about to have a heart attack. Alright. So, that's going to take us into our next match, which I believe is a ZVZ, and I believe it's JD versus Action, if I am not horribly mistaken. But let's find out. Let's see what we got coming our way. Oh, no, not JD. Soma versus Action. Soma versus Action. Well, I have to admit, Action feels like the favorite here. Okay. Well, never mind. Apparently we had some technical difficulties. And that game didn't actually start then. So, let's go looking for where it starts. Okay. Okay. Maybe over here-ish. Do a few skips. One of the perks of being on VOD rather than live. Oh, what? Okay. Well, I guess apparently the commentators or something went weird with the VOD, or they got into the game late, but we're just going into this middle of the ZVZ. I can't explain that. It wasn't shown on the VOD. I don't know what happened with the broadcasting. Whatever. Let's see. Neither players have finished gas. Neither player have expanded. So I guess it's a question of... well, gas finishes here for Soma. I would like to see them tab back and see where the gas is at for Action. Well, we can see Action started getting gas about the same time. Looks like it's a pretty mirror build for both players. So it's going to come down to who is the better player. And I'm going to be honest, that sets up pretty well for Action. He ought to be rather favored in this situation. He is a former pro gamer. Soma is not. And, of course, Action is currently in the top 10 of TL's power rank as well. And has been showing good games. He's been having some okay runs in ASL and KSL. I don't think he's yet to deliver on a semifinals, but he's made it out of group stages, and I think even into the round of 8 once. So he is steadily improving since his return. Of course, Action best known for his late game management in ZVT and ZVP. Excellent defiler user. And he's just going to block this ramp here, but the Ling advantage is in favor of Soma, but the initial engagement is good for Action, although he immediately pulls back because he doesn't have enough to sustain that engagement. He could take a good arc, but he can't sustain it. His Ling count not high enough, and Soma actually decides to just run home himself, which is interesting. Oh, recast from replay? Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. I wonder why they would have to do that. Unless the games were played, or I have no idea. I have no idea. But yeah, you're right. This is clearly a replay cast because the bars are different on replay and whatever. So nice spot, nice analysis. All right, Action's gonna win this Ling fight. So more efficiency for Action. I think there was equal numbers, and Action took that fight. I'm surprised Soma committed to that fight. And Action says, you know what? I killed a few more Lings. It was a favorable trade for me, so I'm just gonna back it on up here, walk on back to my natural, and chill because I'm in a good spot. Ah, Afrika was... Oh, that's why there wasn't a complete VOD from Brittany. Okay. Yeah, because there wasn't a complete VOD. So that might explain that. If Afrika was having global technical problems. Alright, so Action setting up his ramp and his spire as well. So nice little Ling concave there. But then Action's gonna bait down. We see Action has not gotten Ling speed. Neither has Soma. So both of these players are basically just saying, who needs Ling speed? We're just gonna get spires and layers and play mutas. So mutas on the way here for Action. The ceremony was better than the game for the previous one. Oh, this Zergling is going to get picked off. So they know. So Action knows that Soma is running around the map with his own pair, and Action is actually splitting off a couple Lings, leaving most of them at home to defend. Thinks he can get away with that. He's going to see that there's an expansion coming up here from Soma. And he's going to just waltz on into the base at a time when Muta are popping. Let's see how good... Oh, actually, no, never mind. He's some drones, but he's going to get a drone kill. If he gets 2, oh my god. Oh my god. Action with the Assassin Ling. Soma not handling that very well. Action's going to pull up the ramp here. Soma's going to attack the bottom hatch. We know that's going more or less nowhere. Oh, but that's a good initial arc from Soma. So Action's got to pull back now to the minerals, but his Muta pop, and that will enable him to clean these Lings up for sure. Nice little pullback of his Lings there just to keep him alive. And now we're going to enter Le Mutaliska phase of the game. So it's now definitely an advantage for Action, having killed 2 of Soma's drones. Rather sloppy there by Soma, not able to handle that. It was just 2 lings. It wasn't like there were 6 or 7 where you're just going to lose lings kind of no matter how or what you drill. But now Action just sitting up, massing up a few Mutalisk at home, coming out immediately to take that gas at the natural and go into probably this more modern style of ZVZ where we make some muted, but we also make a hell of a lot of Scourge. Seems to be the style that is the most popular right now. Just saying, hey, if there's that many Scourge, you're going to have a hard time dodging all of them, and even if you do, you're going to spend so much time dodging those Scourge that I can just be getting free shots off on your Muta using Moving Shot all the time. First pair of Scourge out here for Action. We've got already 3 pairs of Scourge here for Soma, and across the map we go. Let's see if Soma can make this work, or how committed he is to engaging this. Action definitely has a meter count advantage, so if the dodging is really good for Action, which actually it already is very good, Soma needs to back up here unless he gets some amazing Scourge connects, which he's not gotten so far. So Action just doing the micro here, way better so far. Soma's fighting this. He's losing a meter or 2. He's reinforcing though, and Action does need a Scourge, so that actually gives Soma a chance to win this fight. But then Action with some more reinforcing Scourge and continuing to get off hits. This is the problem. You have to micro, and that is about it for Muta here on Soma. And Action has 3 left. That's not like 4 left, so that's not like, holy shit, I'm dead. But it's like, well, I'm in real big trouble. Like, I feel really bad about this position. And more concerningly, actually no, more concerningly is that Action is taken and is mining that gas at the natural, whereas Soma is not. So, yeah. And apparently that was just the GG point. The commentator typing GG for whatever. So Action takes that game and puts PicUP ahead 2-0. Or puts PicUP ahead 2-1. So let's go into our next game, which is going to be Mind versus Mong. So moving right along. Mind versus Mong. Mind, of course, spawning in the top right-hand position as the Red Terran, and at the bottom right-hand position, the map is Grand Line. That is Mong. We can see Mind's career stats. Actually, what the hell? I did not know Mind had that bad of TVT stats in his career. What? That's really shocking. I did not realize his Kets per career in TVT was that bad. I thought he was like a 50% or slightly better TVTer. That's really shocking to me, because that's pretty mediocre TVP if you're at 42%. Mong has no stats really here. He's got 0-1, which is meaningless. But Mong, we're gonna have 2 center racks. This is gonna be really funny. Or is Mind just scouting through the center smartly? Okay, so he's gonna find the center racks here. Will he be able to harass the SCV and force a cancel on it, though, is the question. There's a good chance. Mong's basically going to have to send an SCV to defend it. He's actually, no, he's going to leave his SCV on. He's sending an SCV to defend, but it's not looking promising. He'll probably get that command center up. Mong is not actually making this command center the entire time, I don't think. Mind starts a barracks of his own. Although, I got to give credit, Mong's doing a pretty good job here. I think this is intentional, like constantly putting it back on and off the barracks, but Mind is still too much of an assassin, so he's delaying that barracks very heavily. At least he's going to make Mong's 8 racks at the same timing as Mind's own barracks, which is not a bad trade at all. Now, it looks like Mong is going to be... Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh my god, if Mong isn't able to finish this barracks, oh my god, it's going to be so annoying. It looks like Mong has done a good enough job putting SCVs on and off. This is something to watch if you guys don't know about this. I had not ever thought of doing this, putting SCVs on and off the barracks to keep it alive. But obviously it's been a hit to Mong's economy. He's had to send an extra SCV. He already sent an early SCV. Factory starts now here for Mong. Oh no, TVT. More like, oh yes, TVT. Alright, so that SCV is nicely saved. And a Marine out here for Mind. And the factory going up for Mong, as well as here for Mind. So pretty similar looking builds now, except for Mong just has this racks in the center. He's floated that off now, it looks like, because it is moving, and buildings that aren't floated don't generally move in my experience. That would be really obnoxious, probably imbalanced if you could just move your stationary buildings around. I'll just rearrange my SimCity for this attack. It'd be convenient for newer players, though. Misplace a hatch? Well, we'll just move the hatch around a little bit, you know, no big deal. So no idea what these stats are, actually. Conects is ahead 2-1, which is shown. But according to TLPD, Mind had better win percentage. Okay, so unless this is like spawn match win percentage, but I've been told that this is... Oh, Mind! Mind, you sick nerd baller. Oh my god. Just walks in with 3 Marines. He's like, oh, hello. Oh, don't... Oh, okay, apparently Mind has enough to just go up the ramp. But a Vulture on the way should clear these Marines out fairly soon. And yeah, Mind is going to retreat to the low ground. But he's got a Vulture of his own. Uh-oh. So pressure here from Mind, forcing a pull here for Mong. But Mind botching it a little bit with the Marines. And the repair is there for Mong. So that ought to be sufficient. Oh, but actually... Okay, trades out evenly in the end. Of course, that is generally advantageous here for Mind because he had Mong pulling SUVs. He had Mong having to spend a hell of a lot more actions, a lot more concern about that aggression. And yeah, so Mind should be feeling pretty comfortable where he's at. He's been inside the base. He's had a full scout. He's gotten Mong to have to pull units, and everything looking nice and comfortable. Alright, so the Vulture is attacking the barracks right now, and getting absolutely nowhere with that. And that's a pretty annoying barracks. You don't usually see manor barracks all the time. Just blocking that off. So that's like, what, 3 minerals that Mind just outright can't mine from? Alright, so that barracks will take some damage for a while. The upside to that for Mong is that he doesn't have a crazy economy down there at that bottom right-hand position, so, you know. Starport coming up here for Mind, I believe that was. And we'll see if Mong has any anti-Wraith tech yet. Has he put down an armory? He certainly has not made Marines. 1 tank there, and we can see that Mong is just kind of walling up here in case Mind runs by. He's sort of ready for this, on top of this idea. Getting ready to block all of this off. And now there's 2 tanks there, so okay. So no way Mind can do any damage with this unless he were to actually slip by with the Vultures. Because 2 tanks, you're not gonna come in and attack. So Mong now feeling more confident. Look at that, just defensive arc from Mong. He's like, nope, don't even try to mess with me with Vultures. I've got what I needed. You're not in any sort of danger at all. And we have a Wraith about to come out from the starport. I would assume, I guess we could possibly see a Vulture drop. I would expect to see a Wraith. Pew pew, take a long time to kill anything. And Mong should be okay, getting up plenty of his own tech. Yeah, there's an armory starting for Mong, so he's going to be absolutely fine. Some mines being laid now here for Mind. And yeah, we're going to see mostly early Vultures here from Mind, and then it'll just be a question of when does Mind want to expand here. Not too big of a supply difference right now. In fact, interestingly, given the supply difference and the fact that Mind is making very, very heavy Vultures, like Vultures raise your supply fast. Like if you want to get to 200 fast, make a lot of SCVs, make a lot of Vultures. You'll get to 200 fast. So that means that Mong might actually be in a slightly better economic spot. Hard to say for sure. It's certainly not a big advantage either way right now. The starport being added to that command center, and we saw an academy going up here for Mind. Mong, I think, already has scanners, so Mong is going to come up here, clear out all these mines, try to get a little bit of position out on the map, avoid being pinned back so far. We've got 4 factories here, looking good in that sense. Yeah, so does Mong have scan? Yeah, Mong has scan. So Mind still doesn't know exactly what Mong's doing. I mean, obviously he's seen Mong's units, he's seen the tanks, he more or less knows, but he doesn't know the exact factory counts or the way that Mong is intending to play this. And it looks like Mong is going to sweep around the bottom side of the map here for a moment. Just kind of clearing that out, but he's still over Mind, so yeah, Mind is on top of this. He's paying attention. He's going to come down here and should be able to grab the SCV. Oh, he turns around, though, because Mong's army moves up. Wow, that was a really good army movement by Mong. Whether intentional or not, the timing of that was perfect to defend the base, and Mind wisely realizes, okay, I can't commit all these vultures to killing this one SCV and slowing down the command center. And now, just now, Mind adding his factories. He has made a dropship. Okay, so we'll see how this drop goes out, because Mong has been on 4 factories for a little while. Mind has clearly only been on 2, but he has made that dropship. And, a little bit of an overextension there. By Mong. But doesn't lose much. And right now, though, position on the map-wise, it's looking pretty comfortable for Mind. He's moved, he's got easily more than half of the map under his control. We have this dropship coming in here. No spotting here for Mong. Let's see how Mong's... Oh, he's got spawning vultures at a pretty good time. But, Mong is actually not watching the minimap. You don't see that very often. He, I guess, is distracted with that floating barracks. And he still hasn't noticed, because there's still not an SCV pull. So this is unusually bad reaction timings for a pro gamer. Although the target firing from Mind is not the best. He really wants to lay down those mines first. Lay down mines against Mind. But yeah, oh my god, Mong, wow. Wow, this is really atypical. This is like 1,500 or 1,300 reactions here. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs to this drop. Working out great for Mind. That's probably half the mineral line that he gets. Although Mong is going to get a surround on these vultures, but he's not controlling them very well either. And despite having what looked like it might have been a better arc, I think this is going to be a reasonably even fight. It might even go to Mind. Hard to say yet. The main mostly cleared out. Yeah, this is actually going to end up going to Mind with the reinforcements, and that is going to give Mind a decisive advantage. Economically, he's already got a nice advantage in terms of his control of the map, and so yeah, at this point now, Mind takes a good, firm vice grip on this game, and now Mong is going to be really fighting for his life. The third base is still not even up, so we're early enough in this TVT that SCV production is still... That could have been scary. That SCV production is still a bit relevant. And alright, so we're coming back here, maybe, but not really wanting to commit to anything. More mines are being laid here on this side of the map, on the left side. And Mong is sieging up, but look how far back his tank line is relative to Mind. Not good at all. And oh my god, Mind is even denying the command center. Mind is already mining from his third. This game looks like it's starting to slip away a bit for Mong. Yeah, I mean, if Mind can pinch Mong off from bottom left, then it's just a huge, huge advantage here for Mind. Oh, the Goliath isn't even going to get enough shots. There's obviously not range done, because Goliaths with range shoot just obscene distances across the map, and in this case, that is not what is happening. And alright, well, Mind just wants to go for the win right now, so Tank's moving forward. He wants to take more position on the map, wants to block off Mong's third and just end it right here, right now. I don't know if he actually has enough. Has Mind overextended? It appears he has. Vultures are going to come in here and try and pick off the rest of these tanks, and most of them are dying. Mines are being laid, so that is a saving grace for Mong, who is now going to try to turn this into position advantage for him on the map using his vultures, and it looks like he is actually going to get this. So what was looking like a very good position for Mind now looks like a mediocre position for Mind. I mean, still okay. It looks like Mind is going to end up likely stabilizing and splitting this map in the center, and still economically in a good position, and especially with that third gas. But Mind threw back a lot of the advantage that he had, because now it's an even map split, and if this just gets reinforced, then it'll stabilize to an even game. Mong has a lot of gas, my god. That is a ton of gas for a TVT. I don't know why Mong isn't making more, like, tanks or other gas units. But for the moment, the map just split straight down center lines. Supply, economy, gas, all still favors Mind. But, you know, position on the map tends to be one of the most important TVT factors to consider. And that is very, very evenly divided right now. Split across both bridges, almost a perfect centerline split, and a starport transition here for Mind as Mind starts his fourth base. So Mind is definitely going to have a big gas advantage. And if that allows him to add a few wraiths that Mong is not able to account for and prepare for, that could be pretty decisive in terms of breaking up a line in at least one fight before Mong can go through his factories and spam GG on all of those and get those Goliaths going. So CC is coming up here for Mong. We got 2 starports. Mong's making 2 starports too. Okay, so both are transitioning a little bit into Wraiths. And Mong is going to hopefully not try to inch forward, because I don't think that's going to work. The upgrades coming here. Actually, never mind, that's Mong. It's just transitioning into Wraiths, huh? And Mind is double expanding quite a bit faster than Mong, in all honesty. And oh, there's a Vulture here. Wow, Mind is just on top of it comparatively. Oh, what? What? Oh, okay, maybe that makes sense, because he's got a Vulture drop here in the bottom base. Oh, that's well timed too. You see Mong kind of headed over that way, and he's like, never mind, I guess I'm fine. But now the dropped Vulture is going to come back and kill both SUVs, so Mong getting further and further delayed with those command centers. And Mind is content just for now to hold his position and get up his 5 bases on his side of the map. Of course, there's actually 2 more bases he can still take. Now, I think the close ones are mineral onlys, but I honestly can't remember. It's been too long since I played on Grand Line. There's actually a red dot over there at one of them for Mind. I don't know if he's intending to take that or if he's over there. Wow, Mong has shops on all 5 of his factories. He does have 1,000 gas, though, so that kind of makes sense. Double upgrades there from Mind. And here comes our transfer. So yeah, we can see there's a pretty big supply advantage here for Mind. But the tank line for Mong is very strongly set up. You can't really surround it. You can't really lay mines on it. I mean, that's a powerful thing to try to attack into. Especially with mines out in the middle of the field as well. Alright, so now with dropship assistance on the other hand though, and Mind also moving to take the right-hand base, possibly both right-hand bases. A few Wraiths are out for Mong, which means that army size-wise, Mind's army is going to be way bigger. Way bigger. 2-3 times bigger? Something like that. So Wraiths are coming across, and oh, okay, so apparently he's going to go for the bridge break here on the side, and I guess with only 2 tanks, it is going to be possible for Mind to do that, but the dropships, in the meantime, are going to shut down the building of these command centers, and oh my god, that is going to prove to be a huge deal. Just tanks arriving here, going to be sieged up immediately, and remember, Mong doesn't have dropships. He's been making Wraiths, so he has no real response to this. He would have to take a large number of his tanks, probably close to a control group, to try to break that. He's only got 1 dropship, and I don't think he can afford to take those kind of tanks. Now, Mind is, I guess, doing maybe something about that CC in the bottom left, but that's a pretty significant economic issue here for Mong, as Mind surprisingly has not taken the extra 2 gases. But yeah, this game is starting to look not so great for Mong. Now, as long as he keeps holding that position in the center, it's still okay, but he's in a difficult position to deal with for the next few minutes, and it's very frustrating that these bases have been canceled. But Mind, with all those dropships, he's had in supply by enough to be a significant difference. And I mean, those dropships come over there and drop that center position, and Mind breaks that back up and regains more of the map. That's a huge win. It's a huge win. And Mong is trying to trap off these dropships, not exactly succeeding. And a few Vultures are being sent in here, but those are kind of being turned into an overextension. And we can see Mong has had to divert an entire control group of tanks over to this side of the map. And even then, will it be enough? It looks like Mind has 2-1. I'm assuming Mong has 2 attack. And he is just inching forward, but he can't actually take this. And here it comes, the big bust from Mind, trying to take control of the center with Mong's supply all over there. I said that might be an issue all along, and yeah, immediately Mong's tanks are just dissolving here to Mind, breaking the position effortlessly. And this could be the end for Mong, because this is going to be a very firmly entrenched position. There are dropships for Mind. There is more gas for Mind, 5 gas. It's completely broken. He's going to have a sieged high ground position here up on top. And of course, he can also more or less take out the 3rd base, but it looks like Mind just wants to drive this all the way. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just going to sit outside the natural and set up some tank lines. Focus perhaps on breaking the 3rd or coming in with a dropship. But that is a huge loss for Mind. And now we can say for sure that Mind is at a very advantaged position. He's been ahead at various other points. Now he is in command of this game. He finally has a very forward tank position. He's cut Mong off from his 4th and 5th. He's still blocking one of the bases. and there's just no response. Mong has this. Now, Mong does have this Wraith fleet, which could do some damage. Intercepting the dropships or something like that would be fantastic, which might actually oh, actually, no, there's Goliath there to support this. But if the dropships events are too far ahead, the Rays will be there unless Mind just wants the break, which it appears that's all Mind wants, and he's going to get the break over here, and now the 4th base is going to get sieged, and with the Goliaths coming in, those will take care of the Rays. Now, it looks like Mong wants to at least get the dropships. Mong does siege up faster here with the high ground. He is picking off those dropships, and those are nice pickoffs, but now the 3rd base for Mong in danger of, or the 4th base for Mong in danger of falling, and Mong actually has been able to clear Mind's position over here, which does surprise me. I honestly didn't think that was going to happen, but Mind is going to continue to rally units over here, and maybe the Rays played part of that role in cleaning up some of this position. But Mind is reinforcing this here, has a few Goliaths coming, and of course the paper planes cannot take on Goliaths in a straight-up fight. Okay, so Mong has 2-0, Mind has 2-1. Not a huge difference. The two attack upgrade is the critical upgrade. The 2-shot upgrade doesn't matter how much armor you get. Once there's 2 attack on the tanks, they will 1-shot other tanks. So pretty even upgrade situation. And again, Mong is getting some mileage out of these Wraiths for sure, especially if he finds another cluster of juicy dropships. Okay, there we go. Mong decides to pay attention, and he does find another cluster. So this is a pretty good pickoff. So Mong is having his moments here. He is fighting and holding on. I mean, Mind now has lost his decisive advantage. It's still good for Mind, but he's lost his I am completely 100% winning this game advantage. It's just like, it's back to Mind's ahead. Especially with how close he is to sieging this bottom base. There's only 3 tanks left here. Major danger of a break. Mong is going to move back in the center, but yeah, Mind is going to come in here, and that's going to be it for mining from this base. Mong is definitely going to lose this base. No chance he can defend it. There's only 1 tank left. It's just going to eat tank fire. And meanwhile, Mong is countering into the center here. I don't think he's going to be able to take this counter all the way, although Mind only has about 2 tanks. Needs to get some more reinforcements over here if he wants to hold this position. Right now, it's enough that Mong can definitely break this for the time being. I mean, that's a lot of tanks. That's the only way to put it. Mind is trying to defend from the other side, and Mong's tanks are gradually being whittled down, but the Wraith support is nice, picking off some of those tanks on the sides with those Rays. No Goliaths in position, and tanks are moving forward here, but he's coming across the bridges, which is a hard position to abuse, and then again, Mind sieging up right on the critical siege line here, and Mong wants to push all the way to Mind's base. He's saying, you know what, you take out mine, I'm going to take out yours, even this game up. But he is about to run out of momentum now. He does still have a few tanks here. He does still have a lane through which he can push, but he is in range of the first command center here from Mind. And what Mind is going to need to do, in all honesty, is get a drop over here. That was a major mistake, though. Mind just kind of moves into Mong's tank line, getting nowhere. And Mind throwing away. So let's see here. Mind needs to get his act together here before he loses these top bases. He's still in a good spot, but he needs to make something happen. Mong is starting to mine out, though. Okay, so nice ferrying. Mong is suddenly shutting down the vast majority of his bases, and actually this is... I wonder if Mind's going to attack with these SCVs. It looks like maybe he decided to. Ran the CC to make them, like, auto-attack, and then let them do their thing. And then a drop comes over here, so he clears out. He's going to hold on. And that was, well, he did get the dropships again, so that's nice. The Rays do keep finding those dropships, but they are getting all softened up. And Mong is having a bit of a blunder moment. They're trying to go across the bridge, but Mind is there with a few tanks to block that down. But we can see Mong has at least shut down the 3 o'clock. Mong actually has pretty good position on the map, but with all the economy Mind has, it's a bit tenuous, it's a bit vulnerable, and now Mind moves into the center. I don't know if Mind has enough tanks here. I guess with all these buffering Goliaths, he might. Goliaths are putting down good DPS on the tanks, and large reinforcement of Vulture. Can we get any good mines? How is the target firing? So far, it is not bad. One of the tanks getting softened up. None of the other mines go off, though. And Mind is not yet able to reclaim this center position. Mong is going to find a few vultures up here into the center, going to chase these SCVs away, and now he's going to move up to the bridge, but there are tanks there for Mind. Of course, Mong is high ground sieged, and Mong is low ground sieged. Mind is low ground sieged, Mong is high ground sieged. Alright, so the Wraiths swing over here. We're going to break up those few tanks on the bridge, making it a pain in the butt to reinforce. And I feel like time is just kind of going to run out for Mong here. He's continuing to reinforce, but Mind is getting those dropships back up. And if Mind breaks that little army of Mong, kind of sitting near the top and a little bit down and left of that, if Mind breaks that up, then Mind has a lot more units and map control and 6 bases. So we can see he's taken the adjacent island to the one he lost. And that's going to be a lot to come back from. That's going to be a lot to come back from. And I feel like without reinforcements and with Mong's money running dry, I have a feeling Mind is going to be able to clear that pretty comfortably. And that's going to be about it for Mong. Just doesn't seem like Mong has enough units at this point. Even though his position is a little bit better at this moment, it's one of those rare situations where his economy is so bad. But, I mean, given how far behind Mong has felt the entire game, Mong has done a good job in this game, but I think it's about to all come to an end here, getting dropped on top of these tanks. So the position there is lost. That gives Mind at least equal position. Okay, so a nice drop from Mong. It will shut this base down before it ever really gets mining. So that's nice, although Mind could probably just drop on top of that. We'll see if he decides to do that. 4 or 5 dropships, yeah, that's enough units to just kind of drop on top of it and reclaim his command center. Oh, he sieges up at the worst possible moment. Unless he can reinforce with a drop, but yeah, okay. So Mind clears that out pretty easily. Gonna leave a few units there. Mong loses the last of his Wraiths, and that looks to be about it for Mong. I'm honestly amazed that he's still making any units. Oh, Mong is still making units because he took that bottom base close to his main, bottom right base close to his main. That's why. He's still got 2 bases of minerals. That's why he hasn't totally ran out. But he's going to start to run pretty damn dry on gases. Now, one more break to the center here for Mong, and I think he will push Mind back here in the center for the moment, which will be scary. A lot of good mines going off. So, yeah, Mong does break the center position, but Mind is returning with some of his dropships here. And should just be able to unload those units and set up a position here that Mong will not be able to attack into. Okay, yeah, Mind gets the sieges first, and that's certainly too big of a tank line here. Well spread there. Beautiful watching these pro gamers and how they can perfectly set up these arcs in different places and just understand where everything needs to be to create a really difficult to bust TVT arc. Oh, snap! Another Wraith, or another dropship assassination here from Mong, who was doing a beautiful job with those Wraiths. The Wraiths have paid for themselves, let's be real here. I mean, he has killed at least 10 dropships. At least of those, he's killed off, 10 tanks. Like, the Wraiths have been an excellent choice for Mong, and they have not been well handled for Mind. But maybe Mind has decided he has enough. He's adding a bunch of starports. He's actually just going to smash Mong's position here in the bottom. He's going to intercept a few of these Wraiths. And Mong is just going to desperately charge here into the natural, sieging up, but I believe Mind has just brought enough to just move into this. Maybe he's going to wait just a little bit. Vultures are going to go harass the main. He's trying to do some serious economic damage here. Most of these starports are very close to finishing. SCV pull is going to be enough. We're going to clear these tanks. He actually just turns the SCVs around right away. So those tanks clear out. He can come in here and clear out the vultures. Mong has this tiny little bit of position in the center. But it's starting to run out for Mong. He is mining that bottom base. I would like to see Mind, get down there and shut down that bottom base. And Mong is slipping in a few annoying vultures, but Mind is on top of it with the Goliaths, clears those out. And Mong trying to start that base here at bottom left, but I don't even know if there's tanks in the center. That might just be a minefield. Either that or it's getting flanked. But the way it's getting moved over, I think it might just be a minefield. So Mong has only a few units left now. Huge dropship load for Mind, getting ready to head towards these bottom bases. And I think we're watching the dying stages of Mong at this point. I mean, if this game went another 3 minutes, honestly it could still go to a long game, because Mind, for whatever reason, is not wanting to shut down the bottom base. This drop, though, might do it. We'll see how Mong reacts. The supply advantage obviously is huge for Mind. Oh, Mong definitely knows about it now. Vultures are coming here to help defend, but immediately tanks are being laid down and going to siege up here. Actually, just going to zone the ramp, which is being nicely done. Maybe a scan to kill the single Wraith. Maybe. Oh, the SCVs are being pulled. There's one tank down there. I don't know if you guys saw that. There should be one siege tank, and Mind is just kind of trying to stutter micro here against the SCVs. All those SCVs are going down. These vultures are coming in to help, but it's just a few vultures. I don't know what happened to that tank. There was a tank there. Mine doesn't even seem to give a shit about that Wraith. Okay, finally scans. Wraith goes down. That's about it on SCVs. Tank siege up. Does not have control of the ramp, so it's not like infinitely annoying, and there's even the smallest chance that Mong will clear it. But that's pretty annoying. And now the mass Wraith transition is coming in here for Mind, who is finally doubling Mong's supply. And given that supply difference, I think we're going to finally see Mong's defense here crumble, and he's going to be forced to tap out. Like, if he's holding on to these bases, he's going to stay. He's so close, too. Like, honestly, if Mind would have been a minute slower, Mong would have reestablished 6 bases, but there it is. The Wraiths show up. He doesn't have an answer for them. GG is called, and that is going to be it. 3-1 for Mind here. Let's see, do we have the start of the next series? Probably not. No. So we will switch over to the PicUP for that. Now this means we might have to drop our quality, unfortunately, because sometimes Afrika VODs are not 100% smooth. Alright, so that will be the long TDT. And then we want to go to... Oh, actually, we need to do something else.